Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. It's Friday the 30th of May, dear me, we're moving ahead towards June 2020. I don't know whether we can sit here and talk about the way the last month has gone. It's just unbelievable, it's going hectic. It really is. We had a couple of bank holidays and we want to talk about what happened midweek with my live post that I put on social media. I'll give you some feedback on that one, but in the meantime we're moving into June, so that means that are we getting closer to Premier League games, the Bundesliga games. Do you know what, I've been fascinated by them. I've just turned the sound down and just watched the games. You can put some background chanting on if you want. In my case, you could put You'll Never Walk Alone on and play that a million times when Liverpool start kicking the season off. If they do, fingers crossed, the games go ahead in the Premier League. But I don't see why they shouldn't now, because what we're looking at is shops as from the 1st of June. Many of them are opening indoor markets, outdoor markets. No hairdressers there till July, I think. That's around July. But 15th of June, all the retail shops are opening. So the government want to bring back a little bit of normality to everyone. COVID-19, well, we all know it's been a disaster for us the last couple of months, and we don't want that sitting here again with us. We don't want phase 2, please, no we don't. We just want it to disappear as quick as it came, please, if that's possible. Let's all just get on with normality. And we're looking at the Premier League games going ahead without fans. We're looking at theatres without fans. I don't know how it's going to happen, because what I saw on midweek, I think it was on this morning, where they showed the theatres, the new look theatres, and I think some in America have now taken a lot of seats out and putting 2 seats together, and many seats are missing. Is that the in thing? What's going to happen when football matches come? The crowds, it's just going to dwindle, and then the lower leagues are just going to be non-existent. So I think we need, I don't know, we need an answer. What is going to happen to our stadiums with the crowds when they come back? If it disappears, fantastic. If we have a vaccine to get rid of COVID-19, even better. Please, yeah, let's get the vaccine so we can all get back to really normality, or real normality. But I'm just worrying about what we're going to be seeing in the future. We really don't know. The schools are back on June the 1st. I think they are anyway. There's mayhem over that. It's just gone confusing, to be honest. We don't know what we should be doing when we're being out, when we're staying in. We're still on lockdown. The furlough scheme, I think that's finishing now. It's going to be October. But with all the stores coming back, the big stores like Marks and Spencer's, I should imagine they'll be back on the 15th. I should imagine a lot of shopping, but a lot of people are scared to go out still. So it remains to be seen what is going to happen with COVID-19. What is going to happen with grassroots football? Oh, I'm not too sure. Jeffrey Humble, that's the place that we go visit every weekend. We know that's still closed at the moment. That's where we're supposed to be putting our coaching summer camp on. Can we? We're not too sure, but as they say, they put a message out because they're having a lot of trespassers on there, and whether that means there's a lot of people sneaking on and trying to play football on there, we're not too sure. But trespassers will be prosecuted. That is the message that's coming from Jeffrey Humble, and I can imagine they will be really strict on that one, because we want to keep those pitches playable for when the season or games can commence again. Now we're talking about July, and I should imagine, my honest opinion, or my opinion only, I should imagine July you'll start seeing coaching sessions, smaller groups in grassroots football, not in the Premier League, because that's already up and running, having coaching sessions already. So I should imagine that will be ahead, but we've got to wait for the FA. There's a lot of posts that's been going out at the moment, and I've probably been taken in by them myself, where you're thinking, oh, one-on-one groups, they're all right now. These aren't under 18s, they were adults only, and people are getting mixed up. And we do know that there's coaches out there, that's entirely up to themselves, who are carrying on coaching regardless of the situation with the FA and what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. So it's on your own head, but if you think you can do it and the parents are all happy with it and you don't get caught, then good luck to you at the end of the day. But you know, where do we draw the line at the moment? Because still families should not be together, and yes, all the high street stores are opening on the 15th of June and it'll still remain the same. Do not visit your families. I think I'm totally baffled on that one. And I just see, when I'm driving around to work, I just see people just like it's normal, you know. So people are just going into each other's houses. You can see that as you're driving past. You can see what's going on at the moment. So I'm not too sure what we're going to be facing in the near future. Now on Tuesday gone, you may have seen a post that I put up. It really got me back up when I got up on the Tuesday morning, and I like to check out social media, what's gone on, what we've seen, what we've heard, see if there's any news flashes when grassroots football is coming back, and what people are doing. I like to watch and I like to hear the singing and see the banter that's going on there. I don't like to see serious posts because 9 times out of 10 they're very upsetting. Does get you back up, but this was a serious post. As I say, sometimes you've just got to watch them, and especially when it's people that you do know and you've been mixing with those people in grassroots football especially. Now you may have seen the post where a group of kids, say 4 kids between 8 to 11, that's the ages, so I'll definitely cover the ages on there, were walking past in the street, and it was I think it was early evening. You're wondering, now we're talking about social distancing, it didn't come into effect here, different kids, because I don't think they were all from one family. Excuse the dogs in the background, but that's what you have to put up with when you're on YouTube and you're in your loft and you haven't opened your studio. So forgive me, but I'm sure there's loads of dog lovers out there who don't mind the dogs getting involved in the show either, and especially on DXTL TV from the touchlines on YouTube. So there you go, dogs barking, they're just keeping themselves, they're having a bit of fun as well. But we talked about, or we showed, there was a video put up by how do we say it, because I don't want to mention names, maybe it's alright to say, but I've had no permission to mention any names, so I'm not going to mention any names. But by the post on Facebook, I think you can work out yourself, and I think it's unfair to mention names, but the mum put a post up, the mum of the person that I know, how's that, in grassroots football, and many of us know as well, does a fantastic job in grassroots football and has a sister with a disability. Now I think it's really, really unfair, because the sister is only young and in a wheelchair, so that tells you that the person I'm talking about cannot move, and it's very upsetting, I suppose, especially if you're trying to, in lockdown, trying to become a family, keep together, and it's very, very hard indeed to get these people out, yourselves out for exercise, but when they're stuck in a wheelchair, it's even harder, isn't it, because that person can't manage by themselves, needs help. And the picture showed these kids carrying paint and glue, tubs of it, and one of them, the youngest one by the looks, or the smallest one, not too sure, because age can be very deceiving these days, and stopped, proceeded in throwing all the glue, or a lot of glue, over the front door, over the house, and over the disability lift for the youngster to get in and out of the house. Then ran away. You could hear all the laughing in the background. You could hear one of the older lads saying, you know, we'll use this in the car wash. They were obviously up to no good, and you could see that by the video that was portrayed by the mum on Tuesday. Well, I was taken aback by this, and you're taken aback more by people that you know and it happens to, because you feel part of it, don't you, and you want to do something, you want to help. And this is why I put a live post on, because it really got me back up, it really did, because we're going mad to get these kids, or keep them out of school on June the 1st. This is what we're saying. These youngsters, no, they're not going back to school. Why? Because it's too dangerous. A lot of parents are saying that, and yet the parents themselves are letting these kids roam out early evening, late evening, in groups, mixing together, up to no good. And that certainly was up to no good. And don't the parents understand or realise where they're walking, blatantly carrying it, So a lot of people can see them, a lot of people will know them, and a lot of people will know what they carry in their hands. Anyway, obviously the deed was done, and it annoyed me, and I just had to put a live post up, and I've been thanked by the mum, the sister, the family. You can see that, but a lot of people got in touch, a lot of people responded to that, and it really did hit a sore point, because in the post I did appeal to all the managers who, from the Walton area in Liverpool, who have teams, and I'm sure with 4 youngsters there, at least one of them would have been in a football team, and you'd know the parents, and you could actually get in touch with the parents. And this is what I used to do many years ago, when I was about 2 years ago, when I was 20. I can imagine you're all looking now. Yeah, go on there. Everyone sat up and looked at him. What are you talking about, Mal? Anyway, when I used to have a football team, I had a great relationship with the parents, with the players, and I run those kids from right the way up from 7 years of age upwards. And you tend to get to know all the parents, you tend to get to know all the kids, and the biggest thing about it is that the kids have real good trust in yourselves being a manager. And I'll tell you a little story what I mean about that, because one of the kids going back many years ago, and he'll probably watch me, whether he'll thank me for it, I'm not going to name, obviously not in a million years name them, but this is what it was, because the child then was about 8 years of age, 9 years of age, was messing around on the football pitch non-stop, and we were trying to do a training session, and you know what it's like, managers out there, parents out there, the kids, they're all enjoying it, but there's always one who wants to disrupt it, won't do what they're told, will not listen to any coaching advice, will not listen, and thinks his way is the best way and the team will go his way. Well, in the end, I'd had enough, and I just told the youngster to sit down on the sidelines, come out of the training, because he was not interested. And I just said, I'll be having a word with your mum when I see her, because I don't think you're cut out for this team, because you're not interested in coaching and playing the game. And the kid was a cracking little footballer, by the way. Anyway, after about 5 minutes, one of the youngsters come up to me, excuse me, and just said, I've looked over there, I think he's upset, you know, that you're going to be talking to his mum about him leaving the team. I said, well, okay, you carry on your training there, go over there with the coach, and I'll nip over and have a quick word. And I went over and had a quick word with the youngster, and because I was his manager, he suddenly apologised and poured his heart out to me, and his heart was telling me that his mum was a single parent, he was having bad times, he doesn't see his dad, no one can drop him off, and this is why he can't get to football half the time. And you bring it home to yourself, and you start thinking, oh my, what have I done here, you know, I can understand. So as you do, as a manager does, you console them, arm round the shoulders, whether you can do that this day and age now, I think that's gone. And I started talking to him, and started saying, look, I just want you to behave, I just want you to be part of the team, I'd really love you to stay, I won't be seeing your mum, you're going to stay in the team, but don't get upset. Let's just get out there and let's do as you're told when we start coaching, because it's your time that you're wasting, the other kids' time that we're wasting. It's no good when you go onto a football match and no one knows what they're supposed to be doing on the football pitch. We need to try and develop your skills. And since that day, it was amazing. And I'll tell you another little secret. You know, because he was missing his subs a lot, I actually started paying his subs. Yeah. As us managers do, us coaches, it's always hand in pocket, isn't it? And you probably do it for a few of your team, and it still goes on then. And he was so grateful, honestly, so grateful. And you could see a massive difference in the youngster. Excuse me. Massive difference in the youngster. Playing the game of football, this is what a coach is all about. This is why the trust is there, and this is what I'm talking about managers and coaches. Many of those kids put the trust in yourselves when mum and dad, grandparents are not there. And then you can go and talk to those mums and dads, grandparents, and let them know. Now, this is why we have safeguarding as well, because the trust is there. And if you ever find anything out that is not too good, I think you know where I'm coming from, then we have a safeguarding panel in your local county FAs that you're supposed to, you know, if you're really worried about the child and the health and safety of the child and what is going on, then you report back to the safeguarding officer at your local county FA and tell them your concerns. This is what I'm talking about trust. Get to know the parents if you're a coach, if you're a manager. Get to know the youngsters in your team. It's not all about winning. It's not all about turning up and going, I've got the best team in this league, I want my trophies. Those kids put the trust in yourselves as a manager, as a coach, and many years of experience and being over 40 years in grassroots football. I think I have a little bit to say because I've got a bit of knowledge of what goes on within the game itself. So all I'm trying to say is, please managers, coaches out there, listen to the youngsters and try and, I know there's no football at the moment, why not make a phone call? I bet you half of you are doing that anyway, and you're also sending out social media posts. Well, why don't we check and see how the youngsters are getting on? Why don't we find out what they're up to? And obviously, as a manager or coach, just tell them. And you do that when match of the day comes on, that you've got a game on. You tell them. Don't be staying up late to watch match of the day. Get up early in the morning before your match, watch it then, and then you've got the nous about you in football when it comes to kicking that ball when your games kick off. And that's what you try and tell them. Go to bed early. Don't be up too late. And you know, whether the kids listen to you on that sense, I'm not too sure. But they have a lot of trust for you. And I still see a lot of those kids that used to train, who used to be in my team, growing up now with their own kids. And you know what? The respect that they show me is just unbelievable. And you can see the difference in them because what you've portrayed to them about respect, respect, all about working together as a team pays off because they're either running teams or the kids are in the football teams, and you see them standing back, coaching, giving applaud, never getting in the coach's way, which a lot of parents used to do and still do. They stood back, and it's nice to see, and that is my memory. Not about winning trophies, not about winning the leagues, it was about the development of the kids and making sure that they were okay. And I also got on great with the parents as well. And I see many parents always still ask me how they are. And it's always nice to get the feedback of what the kids are doing, what jobs they're in now, how many kids they've got. And that is the difference. So the appeal was to managers to look out for the kids, to make sure that their kids aren't involved in any mischief while this lockdown is on, while the COVID-19 is on. Because the last thing we want is the kids to get sick. But also the last thing we want is the kids to be irresponsible and not showing respect to someone with a disability. And as I put in that video, those kids ran away. That youngster in that wheelchair, whose house they threw glue all over on the lift to the house, to the wheelchair lift, could not run away, could not be part of that fun. Take that in mind, and obviously the kids wouldn't have had anyone with a disability in their family, and if they do, it's very disrespectful. But what I'm saying is, they wouldn't have done that if they did have someone in the family like that. Now they've got to pull themselves together. Great family, fantastic family, do nothing to upset any of the community, working class family, absolutely superb. And that is what we're trying to do, is bring communities together. You've heard me many times talking about postcodes. Let's bring them all together. Let's not distance them. Let's bring our communities together, and let's bring the kids and the parents together. And especially when grassroots football sets up again, you know, I'm only asking you managers to get involved, to make sure that, check on the kids, make sure that they're all safe and well, talk to the parents, what are they up to make sure that they're keeping them in. You know, we all want to get back to football, we know that, and you managers can talk to the kids a little bit more than we know, but I know you're all in touch with the kids anyway, because you're all sending each other's videos, training videos, so you're all in touch with them. And it's not irresponsible of me to ask you to try and keep in touch with the kids and make sure that they're up to just good behaviour, because we love to see the stories of the youngsters. And you know, this youngster's a teenager herself who has a sister, looks after her, and it just brings it home a little bit more, doesn't it, within the communities. So that was my post that went out on Tuesday, and the response was magnificent. I can only thank everyone. I think I must have had over 300 views on that video, which is a lot of views, you know, and a lot of shares as well. people have watched it and people have taken it in and people have agreed with it. Let's look after our kids, let's look after each other in our communities, and let's not do anything irresponsible. Respect is a massive word, and we'd love you to take that with you, not just on and off the field of play when you start again, but in your communities as well, and also your schools. But thank you very much to the parents going round and apologising, by the way. I'm not saying it was the video, because Mum put the video out on that one. I'm not saying it was my live post, but I was there wanting to do something, and I think the response was magnificent. So it shows you a lot of good people are out there listening to what we're talking about and what needs to be done when it comes to our children, society, and the parents, grandparents as well. Anyway, that was my little rant. That was about the video, the live video on Tuesday evening. We hope you've had a great evening today, great day. The weather's been fantastic. Can't knock it at all whatsoever. So we'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. with hopefully loads of more stories, Grassroots. If you need to get anything in to me that you want me to read out, mal@don'ttexttheline.com. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. In the meantime, have a great evening, be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. So myself, Mal Lee, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Respect programme. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.